Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly vid. We will see SPY closes an inside day after starting off the week pretty strong, and you'll see at the 2-2 week talked about in the weekend vid, they got moving, the 2-2 on a Tuesday. If we go to Dow Jones, it's closing so far, they are outside week and has the momentum hammer day to go and finish off those all-time highs again. We got IBM. IBM had a slight gap down today, which turned into gap down buy. You'll see today a little bit of a chop down in here, right? But towards the close, the 3-2-2-2 back through the 3 got it closed a little better. Still red on the week, inside month, chopping them up. And then Qs finished off its weekly magnitude, still has all-time highs to go after. And you'll see on the day here, they did go 2 up again, so no signal in the Qs. What we do see is a lot of signals inside bar into tomorrow after CPI. So although the move on CPI was kind of blunted, when we look at the scans here, what we'll see is this. So we look at index and we filter and see our inside days. How many of those do we have? A lot, right? And filtering by direction, we'll have 9. Just about. So you can see Dow Jones, SPY, communications, financials, industrials, utilities, healthcare is discretionary. So across the board, including transports. Therefore, we're going to have a lot of inside days in tomorrow to get a look at. And we have a list in here. I'm going to try and keep it a little shorter. But starting with the bigger names, you'll have Meta going inside 3-1. Google is going inside 1-3-1 again. If we go to communications, which is what Meta is within, and Google's, I believe, also in there. Might be wrong, but 3-1 in communications, I believe there. You'll see financials inside, industrials inside at the highs, utilities inside with the week down, waiting for data. So you can see it's another momentum shooter day, and if we go and take a look here, 2-2 week off the highs, which we picked out with the EXC specifically on the weekend vid, which is bringing it back in. So, you got a lot of distance to cover still on stuff like this if it's going outside quarter, which they're trying, right? We'll see. If we go to healthcare's inside quarter still, the month is a 2 down, and you'll see rallies it up and then inside day. So either is this micro triangle layout inside back down, or do they go inside up and try and come back after these guys, would be our question in the healthcares. And discretionary, you can see they also bring them up slightly higher highs and then inside day. So is this micro triangle layout, or do we go expando as we end off the week after CPI would be our question. So a lot of inside bars, transports, can't forget that. You see they also bring them up inside day for a continuation. So ton of inside bars going into the end of the week on the dailies. That being said, let's get this stuff up in here. What we will see as far as setups are concerned, Hershey's has the inside week down still, sets up the Rev Strat into a Friday, so that's something I want to know about. They stopped out the shorts, of which I did get stopped out for a slight loss, and now I'm going to try and make my money back tomorrow below that, 186.54 if we can get it. It's got the month 3-2 still going, and Staples did firm up. This one, still a little bit weaker than the rest. And we'd like to see, if we drop it in, that 3-1-2 quarter still below that stuff if we can't get that going. On the gappers, we'll see HII as a gap down, starting as maybe a 2-2 back up tomorrow from the gappers today. If we go to OKLO, this is one we added to the macro from the observations. You can see some corrective activity, the Rev Strat setting up into tomorrow. And this would set up the 3-1 hammer week for next week if this works. So if the day works, next week we go after that and keep doing it. And if we go to the quarter, you'll see why we were looking at this. The 3-2-2, potentially going back through that stuff. On the inside bars, we'll see Apple, along with Meta and Goog, setting up closer to confirm to give us the outside week, 3-3. If we go to Pfizer, this would be one of the weaker ones, closer to a 2-1-2 reversal, and I believe they had some bad news on the day. And if that does occur, sets up the 2-2 to go Rev Strat next month, or not next month, later this month, causing a Rev Strat month PMG. So this is setting up into next week. And then we have some momentum since the market's been strong this week. We'll see things like or actually this should not be under here. So with the Dow Jones inside day, we'll have the 3-1 AMGN. It's not my favorite in here. It's still, a little stuck on the month, so I'm actually going to remove that from my personal list. But it's with the Dow Jones. We will see HON nice and green on the month, back through a 3. Notice the 2-2 weakened force, and then the inside day momentum measured move with long green bars. That's what we're looking to go after. If we go to Pepsi, you'll see a similar. So they had the 2-2 on a Tuesday. And then they confirmed it. Now the inside day could confirm that again to keep it trying to expand off these lows. And we go to a bigger time frame, you can see the month. Sideways mother bar, down, reclaim of the mother bar, potentially going up there. On the insurers side of things, Allstate, it's already a 3 on the week, so it could just be done. But some crazy stuff going in the insurers today. Allstate, we picked it up as a rev strat yesterday going in force. And they gapped up and sold it this morning, which is crazy. But a lot of the insurers, if you go to like Allstate, let me pull it up for you. Yeah, so we saw EG. Also, you can see 3-2 up, gap up, and then maybe reclaim the 3. We'll see. TROW, nope. RF. Yeah, so you can see RF, a little bit of a 3-2-2 in there as well. And then CINF, also a little bit of a 3-2-2. So some interesting stuff there. I'm not sure if we're going to get the move tomorrow, but they're closer. It's 2-2's back down on some of that stuff, so we'll keep an eye on it. That being said, though, we will see also on the macro here, CRM sets up the 1-2-2 day, which would be good for Lotto Friday into here, maybe the 192.5 calls. And we go to the month, break green. They are coming into monthly short-term exhaustion, which is what caused that daily triangle out. If you go to the quarter, you'll see this on the quarter. The 2-1-2 reversal back through previous range. So this is something we're looking for, and that rev strat day would confirm that. Today on the observations here, we did see Crowd and D-Dog really get moving. So Crowd after the big puke with the problems with the government. I believe that's what that was from, right? Or actually the big outage across the country. 3-2 month, and they're reconfirming it this month. So you'd want to keep an eye on that on the rest of this month going forward. You can see the 2-2 week caused that this week with the rest of the market, and they went Monday 2 up, Tuesday 2 up, which puts it on the strat attack, and they just kept gunning. I apologize, I did not get the strat attack out this week. It was my birthday, so I've kind of been messing my schedule up a bit. But we will still have, the rest of the month to go after things like that, as well as D-Dog. So you can see a lot of the internet company type things inside month up and starting to come back for those guys. A little bit closer taking them out. We also did see today gold and silver. There are mentions this morning pre-market. You'll notice the inside day up 2-1-2 reversal gold back through previous range, reclaiming 242.5. And notice after hours it is up. So if we go to gold futures, you can see they're actually 3-2 continuation back through previous range. So that's good stuff. If you go to silver, you're going to see a similar thing going on in here. The poke up, the poke down, and then reclaiming, coming back into that range. So going into next week, they're setting up some signals, gold and silver, for 2-2s back up. And silver still has not triggered its quarter or it's quarter to reconfirm the year yet. So let's just triangle out, and then if it works, we trigger the quarter. So that's something I'd like to know about. And just to get that level of reclaim, you can see it here. That being said, that'll tell you maybe miners, JNUG. You see a pretty nice mover today as well with the gold. 2 down and green on the week, so a little stronger. Still an inside month, but we'll see if they set them up for next week. And when we go to the yearlies and stuff, we've already gone outside here, but they could re-break that. So we'll see. Really more so gold and silver I'm interested in, and those will move with it. That being said, I don't have too much else. We could have a lot of observations for just looking continuation tomorrow. One of the main ones we did mention on the weekend video is AI. So that was one of my favorites in there. Is the first one we had up when we started the weekend vid. And you see it really gets gunning this week, so that's a good thing. Creates you a winning position. And now it's still got a lot of distance to cover back through these guys. So this is something I'd like to know about. In the energy sector, still very green on the month. They have not made those new highs there quite yet. We can see it did firm back up. We had a gap down by yesterday, and then they followed through on that today. We go to crude oil. Crude oil had the 322 today, so that firm's energy's back up, and we will still have the month and everything green. And I can show you a little bit of neat stuff in here. You can go to XLE. Oops. So you can see as far as, and this is this week, we actually want the day. What this does is it's just comparing the top holdings of the energies, and you can see this. So notice the day, they're two up, right? It doesn't really go that far, right? But we have a lot of twos to the upside. We can see all 14 of the top holdings of the energies that we watch, which are in here, twos to the upside again. You'll notice when they go 2-2 down in here, all of them go 2 up, stay 2 up, and then the 2-2 occurred on Tuesday this week with some profit taking, and now the 2-2's back up, and all of them are back to gunning. So this is what we want to look for, where you can see they're all reconfirming that month at the same time. So as long as that doesn't get reversed, we want to see that keep gunning, and that energy trade can then be good to go to get that quarter going. So that's a good thing, and that's one of the main trades we have been watching. I love trading the energies. It's a personal preference. But outside of that, I can add to you the gappers. A-Lab came up on the gap list for the 122 quarter, and when we say gap list, it's simply a means of scanning the market, things that are moving. So you can see the gap, and then you watch it. You continue to watch it. And they went 2 up in the morning. We mentioned that, reconfirming the quarter, and then the 222, boom, you're in. Then up they go. So we want to see if that keeps going. It looks like they're up slightly after hours. We will also see Donald J. Trump making a comeback here. And on the quarter, nothing yet, but on the month, you'll see this. The 2-2 reversal month, reclaiming this mother bar on the month. So it has been a lot higher. I'm curious. I don't know. I don't know what the reason for this coming up is, or if it even can go as high as it was before. But pretty neat setup in there, back through previous range. We'll keep an eye on it, especially with the election season coming. And, if he pulls a win, maybe that wants to get flying. That being said, there's not too much else I want to add on to here. I think we're going to call it good for the night here. So I hope you guys have had a good trading week, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning for those in stats. And if you're not, I'll see you guys on the weekend vid.